Partey standing firm.
What an important block that was. Lovely football that from Morocco.
Oh, and Mbappe is away. But Amrabat was going to take everything there.
And then shift their attention to Sofyan Amrabat, the midfield signing that Erik Ten Hag wanted.
Amrabat was the sole reason why Morocco demolished everyone in the World Cup, and he is joining Man United. No, not that guy. Yup, that guy. It took almost 2 transfer windows, but Sofyan Amrabat finally got his dream move. Amrabat is Ten Hag's new solution to the problems in the Manchester United midfield. What you can expect from Amrabat is an incredible work rate, tenacity in midfield, and impressive ball carrying ability. That's what he brings to Man United. That's what he's always done in his career. Looking at the move Amrabat to United, he had all the options, but he chose his dream move. And now, he's here. Erik Ten Hag has had a decent first season, and he knows the issues with his midfield. But how does Amrabat solve his problem? According to sources, Amrabat has played under Ten Hag before. And to understand how he fits in, let's look at his career and how he got to United. His name gained fame after his terrific performances for the Moroccan national team at the World Cup. However, the 27-year-old has been playing in Europe for a while. He could just never establish himself at any club, actually. He joined Utrecht's youth system in 2007, making his first team debut against Vitesse in November of 2014. Amrabat then joined Feyenoord in the summer of 2017, signing a 4-year contract with Utrecht, receiving 4 million euros in transfer fee. After only 1 year and 21 games, Amrabat took his talents to Belgium, signing a 4-year contract with Club Brugge. But again, after only 25 games, he was loaned out to Italian club Hellas Verona in August of 2019. The Moroccan wanted to make a name for himself and wanted a change of scenery after only half a season at Club Brugge. So you can imagine how many times he tried his luck before he got his dream move to Manchester United. It was at Hellas Verona where Amrabat was able to first showcase that he has the ability to dominate the central midfield role, ending up winning the Hellas Verona Player of the Season award in July of 2020. His performances caught the eye of Fiorentina, who ended up purchasing him for 20 million euros, with the deal containing 1.5 million euros in add-on. And at Fiorentina, if you want to understand how he did, he was like the Walmart version of Toni Kroos. People only saw his defensive abilities at the World Cup, but if you watch him play for Fiorentina, the club from where he joined to United, he's very good on the ball. Amrabat excels at progressive passing and carrying the ball, which are not typical attributes for your traditional defensive midfielder. Fiorentina was second in the Serie A last year in possession stats, averaging 54.4% of the ball per game.
Yeah, Amrabat, so much drive. But I mean, tremendous.
During Fiorentina's run to the Europa Conference League final, he completed 845 passes, the most of any player, the third most switch passes with 18, and he carried the ball for a whopping 2,326 yards. So he does have the engine, as you can see. When you look at Man United, there's no one that can do what Amrabat does. Even though Casemiro is the best center defensive mid you got, he can't pass or carry the ball like Amrabat.
They have the crowd going because you have Amrabat, who, again, Amrabat and Unahi, I compared them to, Castor and Pollux from Greek mythology. Those two guys are absolute monsters in the middle of the park. France, beware when you play those guys.
Yeah. Or even Bruno Fernandes, who can actually pass like Amrabat, but he can't defend like him. To understand better how good Amrabat is, we need to look at his World Cup performance. Amrabat was introduced to a much larger audience at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Fans saw a player that was willing to give everything he had for his nation as Morocco made a Cinderella run to the semi-finals of the World Cup. Amrabat played with a level of intensity that made it obvious that he would be willing to do anything for his nation. His crunching tackle on Mbappe, one of the best players in the world, was a shining point.
Watch out!
When this happened in the semi-final against France, Mbappe was through on goal. If you know Mbappe, he's the fastest in world football right now, but our guy Amrabat put the brakes on him. This moment was the highlight for both Amrabat and the Moroccan nation. To really understand what Amrabat did at the World Cup, you need to look at his numbers. And I would like you to look closely at this. Amrabat covered the most ground at the tournament, running an astonishing 81.4 kilometers, just over 50 miles. This guy ran the most out of everyone playing at the Qatar World Cup. Amrabat also ranked 5th at the tournament for combined tackles and interceptions, giving him a score of 22. Only behind France's Tchouaméni, Argentina's Enzo Fernandez, and Croatia's pair of Luka Modric and Mateo Kovacic. Amrabat was doing all of this while playing through an injury during the tournament, having to take painkillers just to be able to play against Spain in the quarterfinals. Morocco's tactics heavily depended on him. They are a tough team to play against as they play super compact, tightening the space between the lines, soaking up the pressure, and then hitting their opponents on the counterattack, using Amrabat as their main catalyst to take the ball up front. And you can imagine what he's done for Morocco, he will continue doing for Man United. Amrabat sets the tone and is an irreplaceable player in the heart of midfield. He covered every inch of the pitch, closed down every pass, chasing every 50-50 ball, playing the full 7 games at the World Cup, helping Morocco achieve a 4th place finish at the most prestigious tournament in world football. And as you know, nobody expected Morocco to get that far. But I would give Amrabat a lot of credit when it comes to taking them that far, which then shows us why he's so good at Man United. There is another huge aspect that is missing about Sofyan Amrabat, and that is that he never settled at a single club, and it wasn't his choice. So first he signed for a Dutch team, and then he was sent to Club Brugge, a Belgian team, and then those guys sent him on loan to an Italian team. So Sofyan has never had the trust of the club that he's played at. And to make it even worse, this is also a loan to Manchester United. Considering he is 27 already and the class that he brings to the pitch, it's really shocking for the clubs he has played at to always try and get rid of him. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. When his contract ends, United have the option to permanently sign him for the club. And to conclude, Amrabat's ability to receive and carry the ball through pressure, combined with his work rate, make him a great fit for Manchester United. Interestingly enough, Erik Ten Hag has a pre-existing relationship with Amrabat, as I told you before, having worked together at Utrecht from 2015 to 2017 in the Eredivisie. Ten Hag has been wanting a midfielder to progress the ball from the back line. As good as Casemiro is defensively, he isn't the best on the ball. And Bruno Fernandes is someone you want on the ball in the final third rather than coming deep to collect. New signing Mason Mount is also someone who's far better off the ball than he is with the ball at his feet. Amrabat has a flexible profile where he can slot in as the backup to Casemiro in the sole center defensive mid. Since he is younger and more athletic, he would be able to provide more energy and tenacity, winning the ball higher up the pitch. This would solve the issue of the massive gap that is often created in the midfield between Casemiro and the rest of the attackers. Alternatively, Amrabat could partner with Casemiro in a 2 midfield system that would create a dynamic that would make the defense more solid. Amrabat will be able to drop back and distribute the ball from deep positions, while at the same time solidifying the midfield as well. Previously, when United was using Mount, they would find themselves losing the midfield, as evident by their loss to Tottenham. Amrabat's energy and aggressiveness is critically important to the style of play that Erik Ten Hag is trying to introduce. Ten Hag wants a team that is great on the counterattack, and a midfield that is constantly winning the ball back in various areas of the pitch. Having a player who can play at the 6 or the 8 equally well is a huge asset for Manchester United to have at their disposal. Amrabat might not be your next big midfield talent yet, but he certainly has the potential to become one of United's best signings. Even though things look rough at United right now, with Amrabat at their side, things can easily take a turn. Similarly, when Ten Hag first came in, we did not know what the outcome was going to be for Man United. Actually, do you think Man United has improved under Erik Ten Hag? To know more, click on this video right here.